morning, everybody. Welcome back to day 3 here on the road with Hardscape Nate. Martha and I are halfway between Hattiesburg and Biloxi, Mississippi. And last night we hit on one of the 5 steps in the sales process. We talked about the close. And this morning I want to swing all the way back around to number 1, and that is the pre-qualification step. And this works with if we're pre-qualifying a dealer, if we're pre-qualifying contractors, or even a contractor who wants to pre-qualify a homeowner. Pre-qualification is doing the homework before the visit. So before we go and see a contractor, before we go and see the dealer, I'm on the website, I'm looking up their social media pages. I want to figure out and get some answers of questions that I know I want. You know, how long have they been in business? What kind of work do they do? But I want to respect my time and their time. So if I'm asking those questions when I showed up, but right on their website or right on their Facebook page, it gives me all of that, you know, it just doesn't show the respect that I took time to learn about their company. So that's what I'm trying to do. Figure out what kind of pavers are they installing, what brands, are they doing driveways or are they doing patios and walkways? You know, those kinds of things I can get answered before I show up, which can help guide me through that sales call at that point. I can ask other questions, ask about the crews and different sets of questions. You know, how many do you have designers on staff? How many estimators? Those kinds of questions. If you're a contractor, the pre-qualification of a homeowner, you're like, well, how do I do that? They don't have a website. No, but you're going to get a phone call and they want, you know, hey, can you come out to the house? Can you do an estimate? I want to get on Google Maps. I want to get on Google Earth. I want to see where that home is. Or perhaps you know that neighborhood and you understand the types of homes that are in there. Kind of get an idea of, all right, they may be more in this budget range or they're in this style home, this age of architecture. And so I want to be prepared potentially with these types of samples, this style product, or these colors that typically best go with that neighborhood that they're in. So you can start to prepare yourself for those meetings. And that's what pre-qualification is preparing yourself so that you respect your time and respect their time. So that's a main theme. You've heard me say that quite a bit. Respecting your time and their time. It's a big deal. Pre-qualification, step 1. And now we're going to get on to qualifying, which is step 2. That's the visit. That's where we're heading next. And I'll see you when we get there. All right, hey guys. So Martha and I just walked out of a current dealer down here in Gulfport, Biloxi area, Mississippi. We actually worked our way down to another dealer down the road. We're out counting pallets here. Always counting pallets. I want to know what the market size is. So anyways, walking out of that meeting with that dealer, sitting down with the store manager, we're talking about how things are going and his products are moving, and he had brought up right out of the gate price and cost. It's like, it's not, I don't know, it's not really moving, not much, not as much as we thought. You know, the price point. And so we kind of kept talking through it. I don't want to get hung up there. I want to find out, because usually price and cost conversation is just a front for something else. There's something else that's actually causing the hurdle, but the price and cost is the easiest thing to talk about. So as we got further into our conversation, we got talking about a completely different product. We were talking about clay brick. And specifically, we were talking about a product they have called Endicott clay brick. And as soon as we started talking about that, his demeanor changed about how he talked about that product. He said, well, yeah, that's the Mercedes of the brick industry. He's like, you know, the cost of that is much greater than any of the other bricks that we carry, but the value that the contractor gets in the quality of it offsets that cost. And that was the trigger. There was a perceived value. He saw the value in Endicott and could justify the price difference. And he knew how to justify that if a contractor or a homeowner brought up the price or the cost difference between the Endicott from another one. So bring that back to our product. We obviously, in this case with that dealer and that gentleman, we haven't shown and proved what the value is, why there's a greater value in our product to be a cost difference from what he's used to. Now, what he's used to is a dry cast paver, at obviously a much cheaper square foot price than the wet cast that we provide. But there's also a perceived value that comes with that. He didn't see it, he didn't feel it, which means he couldn't relate that back to his customers. So as you're in those meetings with your customers and you're having these conversations, look for those little cues. Pick up on those little things that might give you the idea to why that hurdle's really there. Typically the first thing they say, price, cost, color, those aren't the real issues. There's something behind that, and we got to dig a little bit further. And digging, it might be in a whole different direction than just talking about pavers. And in this case, it was clay brick. So quick little note, nice Mustang going by. Quick little note, we're heading on over. Next contractor stop, we'll see you there. Hardscape
right.
Nate, Martha, making a stop here. And this is a common view that I know a lot of us get when we're out hunting down new contractors, is that not all of them have a brick and mortar location. And so the questions I get from a lot of sales reps is, these guys are hard to find, they're hard to track. I get that. We're making sales calls. Martha's over there right now. A gentleman was out on site and didn't have time to meet up today. So he said, hey, swing by, here's my address. We have a drop box, you can drop off some literature. And yeah, it's his house. And this is what you guys are running into, but don't be afraid of this. Don't get nervous like, oh, it's just a house or it's whatever. Get in there, drop the catalog off, drop your business card off, follow back up with him tomorrow. Hey man, you got home last night. Did you see the catalog? Did you see my business card? Oh yeah, I got that. I'm looking through it. This is not a problem. Don't worry about the houses. Don't worry about when you're on Google Maps and things like that, hunting down new contractors and all you see is a home address and not a brick and mortar. Not a big deal. Owner-operators, 80% of the contractors out there, they're home officed. So you're gonna be dropping stuff off at their house. Get it up there, drop it off, don't worry about it. And we're on to our next stop. All right, hey guys. So not everything is about work all day, every day. Sometimes you come across a beautiful gem like this. So Martha and I, we're driving across southern Alabama, and it dawned on me that we're driving right past Bayou La Batterie. And so if you don't recognize all the shrimping boats, this is where Forrest Gump stepped off the boat to go meet Lieutenant Dan. So Hardscape Nate, Martha, in Bayou La Batterie, Alabama, right? I always want to say Louisiana, it's not, it's Alabama. But yeah, fresh shrimp, boat to car, just for you. We're gonna check this out, but this is pretty cool. See if we can't come across Lieutenant Dan, little Forrest Gump Fish Company. Yeah, we're still making it over to Gulf Shores, or I'm not Gulf Shores, sorry, Mobile. So we're heading that way. Take it easy.